They say we know more about the surface of Mars than our own ocean floor. And after seeing what's lurking in the dark, maybe that's for the best. Imagine a world where monsters aren't just movies. They're real, they're bioluminescent, and they've been thriving in total darkness for millions of years. From a fish with a transparent skull to a shark that was alive when the Mona Lisa was painted, we are diving into the abyss. I'm Red, and these are the top 15 most unbelievable creatures ever discovered in our oceans. Let's dive in.
15. The Macropina microstoma, the barrel eye fish. We begin our journey at the edge of the abyss with a fish that looks like it was designed by a sci-fi concept artist, the barrel eye fish. At first glance, you see what look like eyes on the front of its face, but those are actually olfactory organs, its nose. Its real eyes, they are the two glowing green orbs located inside its head. But here's the kicker. The entire top of the fish's head is a transparent, fluid-filled dome. It literally looks through its own forehead. This allows the barrel eye to scan the water above for the silhouettes of prey, while its body remains perfectly horizontal and invisible in the dark. It's the ultimate evolutionary cheat code, a 360-degree radar system built into a crystal skull.
14. The Maris orthocana. If you saw this drifting past you, you'd assume it was a discarded piece of fiber optic cable or an alien spaceship. The Maris orthocana is a colonial siphonophore. It's not actually a single animal, but a massive colony of individual zooids all linked together. Some zooids are responsible for swimming, others for eating, and others for defense. They share a single digestive system, acting as one giant multi-bodied organism that can grow several feet long. It pulses through the dark like a living neon sign, a reminder that in the deep, the definition of an individual starts to blur.
13. The blanket octopus. In the open ocean, beauty can be a weapon. The blanket octopus is a master of drama. The females can grow up to 6 feet long and possess massive, shimmering capes of flesh that they unfurl to look larger and more intimidating. But the most unbelievable part? The gender gap. While the female is a 6-foot majestic queen, the male is barely an inch long. He is so small, he doesn't even have a blanket. He spends his entire life searching for a female, and once he finds her, he detaches his specialized mating arm, hands it to her, and then, well, his job is done. It's one of the most extreme cases of sexual dimorphism in the animal kingdom.
12. The goblin shark. Often called a living fossil, the goblin shark looks like something that survived a mass extinction event. Because it did. Its lineage goes back 125 million years. It has a distinct pinkish hue because its skin is so thin you can see the blood vessels beneath. But the real horror starts when it eats. The goblin shark has a slingshot jaw. When prey gets close, the shark's entire jaw catapults out of its face at lightning speed to snatch the victim. It's a mechanical, terrifying motion that looks more like a hydraulic press than a biological mouth. It's the closest thing to a xenomorph you'll find on Earth. 11. The leafy sea dragon. Moving away from the nightmares and into a dream, we find the leafy sea dragon. Found only off the southern and western coasts of Australia, these creatures are the gold standard of camouflage. They are covered in long, leaf-like protrusions that serve no purpose for swimming. They are purely for show. When a sea dragon floats in a kelp forest, it is virtually indistinguishable from the swaying seaweed. Even their movement mimics the rhythm of the tide. They don't hunt. They wait for tiny crustaceans to drift past and then suck them up with a snout that works like a vacuum cleaner.
10. The mantis shrimp. Don't let the vibrant rainbow colors fool you. The mantis shrimp is the most violent creature on this list. It possesses dactyl clubs,
biological hammers that it can swing with the speed of a .22 caliber bullet. The strike is so fast, it creates cavitation bubbles. These bubbles collapse with such force that they generate a second shockwave and a flash of light and heat. Even if the shrimp misses the fish, the shockwave alone can kill it. They've been known to break aquarium glass with a single punch. Oh, and their eyes? They can see circular polarized light and have 16 color receptive cones, whereas humans only have 3. They are literally seeing colors we can't even imagine. 9. The immortal jellyfish, Torritopsis dohrnii. While every other creature on Earth is fighting to survive, the Torritopsis dohrnii has found a way to cheat death entirely. When this jellyfish faces physical damage or starvation, it doesn't die. Instead, it transforms its cells back into their earliest state. It settles on the seafloor as a polyp and starts its life cycle all over again. It's the biological equivalent of an old man turning back into a fetus. Theoretically, this process can go on forever, making it the only known immortal animal in existence. It's a silent, drifting reminder that time works differently in the water.
8. The vampire squid. Its scientific name, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, literally translates to vampire squid from hell. It has deep red skin, glowing blue eyes, and a webbing between its arms that looks like a cape. Despite the name, it's not a bloodsucker. It's actually a detritivore, eating marine snow, the falling organic debris from the surface. When threatened, it doesn't spray black ink, because ink is useless in the dark. Instead, it sprays a cloud of bioluminescent mucus that glows for nearly 10 minutes, leaving the predator dazed, while the vampire vanishes into the shadows. 7. The giant isopod. Imagine a common garden pillbug. Now, imagine it grew to the size of a cat. That is the giant isopod. These are the scavengers of the deep sea floor. They have massive, multifaceted eyes and a thick, armored exoskeleton. Because food is so rare in the abyss, they have evolved to be the ultimate survivors. They can go 5 years without a single meal. They wait for a whale fall, a dead whale to sink to the bottom, and then they feast until they can barely move. They are the patient, armored janitors of the deep.
6. The Dumbo octopus. Named after the Disney elephant, the Dumbo octopus is perhaps the cutest thing in the deep sea. Living at depths of up to 13,000 feet, it uses ear-like fins to hover and fly through the water. Because they live so deep, they don't have ink sacs. There's no point in hiding when you're already in total darkness. They have a soft, jelly-like body that can withstand the immense pressure that would flatten a human being in a fraction of a second. They are proof that even in the most hostile environments, life can be gentle. 5. The frilled shark. Another living fossil, the frilled shark looks like a serpentine sea monster from an ancient map. It has a long, eel-like body and 6 pairs of frilly gills. But its mouth is the stuff of legends. It contains 300 needle-sharp teeth, each with 3 points arranged in 25 rows. These teeth are incredibly white, which may actually serve as a lure in the darkness. Once it strikes, the teeth act like Velcro. No matter how much the prey struggles, it only gets pulled deeper into the shark's gullet. 4. The sea swallow, or blue dragon, is a tiny sea slug that looks like a miniature dragon. It floats upside down on the surface of the ocean, using the tension of the water to stay afloat. It is a beautiful, neon blue predator that hunts the venomous Portuguese man-o'-war. Not only is it immune to the jellyfish's sting, but it actually stolen the stinging cells, stores them in its own fingers, and uses them to deliver a more concentrated, lethal sting to anything that tries to eat it. It's proof that big things come in very small, very dangerous packages.
3. The black swallower. In the deep sea, you never know when your next meal will come, so when you find one, you make it count. The black swallower is a small fish with a terrifying ability. It can swallow prey up to 10 times its own mass and twice its length. Its stomach is incredibly distensible, stretching until it's almost transparent. Sometimes it eats fish so large that the prey starts to decompose before the swallower can even digest it, causing the shark to float to the surface because of the gases trapped in its belly. It's the ultimate glutton of the abyss.
The Bigfin Squid was rarely seen until deep-sea submersibles began exploring the 15,000-foot range. It has massive, wing-like fins, but its tentacles are what make it unbelievable. They don't hang down like a normal squid's. They bend at elbows and can reach lengths of nearly 20 feet. In videos, it looks like a giant, spindly marionette floating vertically in the dark. We still don't know exactly how they use these tentacles, whether they drag them along the floor like fishing lines or use them to snatch prey from the water column. It remains one of the ocean's greatest mysteries. Finally, we reach number 1, a creature that challenges our understanding of time itself, the Greenland Shark. These massive, slow-moving giants live in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. They grow only about 1 centimeter per year. By the time they reach sexual maturity, they are already 150 years old. Using radiocarbon dating on the lenses of their eyes, scientists discovered that some of these sharks are over 400 to 500 years old. Think about that. There are Greenland sharks swimming today that were alive when the Great Fire of London happened. They were swimming when the American Revolution began. They are the oldest living vertebrates on the planet. Silent, ancient witnesses to centuries of human history, all while moving at a pace so slow, it's almost like they're standing still.
It's humbling, isn't it? We share this blue marble with creatures that can live for half a millennium, fish that see through their own heads, and shrimp that punch with the force of a bullet. The ocean isn't just a body of water, it's the largest museum of evolution on Earth, and we've only just walked through the front door. Every year, as our technology improves, we find something new, something that makes us realize how little we actually know. If you could see one of these creatures in person, safely, of course, which one would it be? Or maybe there's a deep-sea mystery we missed? Drop a comment below and let's get a discussion going. I read every single one. If this journey into the abyss fascinated you, please give this video a thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that science and exploration are worth sharing. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell icon. We have more deep dives, space explorations, and nature mysteries coming your way. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.